To support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. Check 1, 2, 3. Jay here, positivesarcasm.com, recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio. Like, subscribe, share, donate. Positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amounts appreciated for entertainment purposes only. You can find me on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. You can hit me up directly through my website. Also, if you want to contact me through Instagram, you can. If you want to contact me through positivesarcasm.com in the contact section, you can. If you want to email me directly, positivesarcasm@outlook.com, you can. All right? There's just a few ways to get a hold of me. Check out all my other links, stuff like that, YouTube channel, Rumble, Positive Sarcasm Podcast, some of my other stuff, the article archives. And if you want to listen to this podcast instead of watching it on YouTube and Rumble, you can follow the audio channels, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Apple Podcast, you name it, it's there. So I only have a few dockets on the menu for today. Dockets on the menu. I only have a few items on the menu for today. A little warm. Gonna get itchy soon. What do I got going on here? I got blackberry citrus tea with zinc and some low-sugar cranberry juice. It's got sucralose in it, which is terrible for you. I was at Fenway Park for some endurance event the other day. I was not in it because I'm not really into that. I think I did one. I mean, I used to run 5Ks all the time in York, just as like kind of like a health and wellness thing, but I never actually ran an official 5K until I did one in Dover, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't necessary. I don't need to do this, and I was done. I get my fitness and my nutrition and my health through other means, but I was there in support, because that's what you do when you're, a good person and you want to show support, you show up. So I was there, and it was, first of all, completely disorganized. It was chaos, confusing. It was a maze, but ultimately we got through it. But I was like, it was crazy how many people were there doing it. Like whether they were doing it like walking through it or skipping some of the things and blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, there was a lot of people doing it. A lot of people actually trying to go through all the obstacles and running and picking up the bags and carrying the water jugs and running through this, that, the other thing and jumping and climbing. And it's like, man, if we ever get, I just thought to myself, it's like, if we ever get like invaded, they really think like, how many people, if they were like ever to think, that, oh, we're going to take these guys out. It's like, I don't know, man. You realize how quickly we would have like a CrossFit Liberation Army just all of a sudden assembled because of the amount of people who are just like, I do Spartan Defense and Tough Mudders and 5Ks and 10Ks and blah, blah, blah. And, I was on American Gladiator once. It's like the amount of people that would all of a sudden, it's like, okay, well, now they pick up sandbags and water jugs, and now they're picking up firearms. And there would be a lot of them. We're talking about 350 million registered Americans. And I saw thousands of them yesterday being completely wild. So it's just a message to anybody thinking that we're a tired bunch of patriots. Boo. Just remember, we were just whistling Dixie one day, and all of a sudden a couple planes take out a few of our buildings, and everybody's waving an American flag. Try something on our soil, and that we're all aware of it and we're all in fear for our lives, the tune's gonna change. So, but it was a beautiful day otherwise, down in Boston. And, I always think to myself, is this gonna be the last time that I ever get to visit Boston? Now, am I planning on visiting there again? Yes. Okay. I have made my rants about Massachusetts ultimately, but I don't visit other parts of Massachusetts. It's pointless to me. Do I still go to Boston? Yes, and it is in short bursts, and it's only for like basically one night. But because I'm smart, I contrary to popular belief, I am an intelligent human being with a high IQ, and I do, I have gone through these troubleshootings before. I have run around downtown Boston, which is only 2.5 square miles, at 2 o'clock in the morning, pretty much trying every single coffee shop that was available at that time. It was like 0 degrees out. The whole place was covered in snow. I've gone through the trials and tribulations of Boston. I've graduated. I know the obstacles of that place. I know wherever the traffic is, drive south. You want to get out? drive away. Don't drive through. You're just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. But I understand that town, and for now, it is still worth. If you want to go to a concert there, you want to go have dinner there, you want to go have coffee there. There are still. It still has its perks. It's still very enjoyable. Absolutely. And there are still some places that are still worth going to as long as you're doing something else in conjunction with that. And after the event, there's a little cafe. It looks like it's obviously in the north end of Boston because, in my opinion, that is, if you're not seeing a show or once you're done seeing a show, this is where you want to go. You want to go in this area for this is if you're in the area for about 2 hours, anywhere from 1 to 2 hours, you can spend time in the North End. Anything longer than that, you're ultimately you're getting tired, you're wasting your money. It's not a gift shop place. The North End is where you go to have dinner, have drinks, have coffee, and that's it. And then you leave. It's got its purpose. It serves a purpose, and it serves it very well. No, don't get me wrong. There are some places there that are bullshit. But ultimately, when I go there, I enjoy my time. Still to this day. Because, even though there are some places that have come and gone, unfortunately, like Mauricio's, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed because it still has owners that aren't Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. It still has the core of its existence there. I know there's some gimmicky places like Mike's Pastries and stuff like that, which okay, fine, all right. They're there. They've earned it. They deserve it. It's not my go-to, all right. But ultimately, it is there. There's better places, like in my opinion, Moderns. Moderns is the way to go. But there's a little place that I go to that I really do enjoy, and I love spending probably, I'd say, an hour there, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. And I go to town there. I don't just sit there for a coffee for like 15 minutes, which I understand some people do that. But this is, for me, I go into this place. It's got little tiny bistro tables. When I'm talking little, the tables are probably no bigger than the size of my laptop. Some of them are. Some of them are a little bit bigger because it's a 4-top. But it's designed to have all these little things on this little table and have little tastes of each items. Now, can you go there and have like drink, dinner, dessert? You can absolutely go there and just get hammered, your belly full with delicious. You can totally do it. But for me, I just go there and get sugar, booze, and coffee. Cappuccino's great. It's magical because it's traditional in the ambiance there of this Italian cafe that is modeled after the cafes in Italy. And legitimately. So I spoke to the owner. I generally never do this. I was there probably for it was probably between 15 and 20 times in my life. Ultimately, whenever I'm down there, I go there. So I went, I stood up and we were talking, looking at a bottle. What is that? And I was like, okay. I got up and I walked over and the guy's like, you looking for the bathroom? I'm like, nope. I'm going to look at a bottle. I looked at the bottle. It was Chianti. I was like, okay, well, it's Chianti. Okay. I was looking and very nice people. Went set back down. And I've been there so many times, and I generally don't say much to to the staff there. Not out of disrespect, but just for the fact that they're busy, they're doing other things. Sometimes a wait staff is not there to, be talked to. They're there to just do a job, do their thing. But it depends, because obviously I'm not there to bother people. I am a consumer, obviously, but I'm polite and I stay out of people's way, and I generally don't. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my fault. But I don't say anything. I'm polite. I like this, and this. Please, thank you. Oh no. When you're no rush. But everything comes so quickly and so good. And every time I go there, I enjoy the flavors. They are what I would expect. Now, could there be things that are better out there? I'm sure. No matter how good something is, there's always something else out there that's better. You think you've been to a pizza place that blows your mind away. There's a place out there that's better. There is, or there will be, or the place that you're at will diminish. But ultimately, like, I found a place up in Maine that had the best pizza, a delicious takeout joint for Chinese food. You find these places and it's like, don't ever change. That's what people want. That you're hitting a note, a certain note, whether it's price point, quality, ambiance, speed of service, quality of service, this concoction of things that when you go somewhere, you expect something and you pay well for it and you honor that area by being what they'd expect as a consumer, as a customer. So I'm as I get each thing, like I get the anisette biscotti. It's a little super hard, crunchy cookie that you get, like a sugar biscuit. And you get it with your coffee, or you can dip your dessert in it. You can dip it in dessert. But ultimately, I like it because it offsets all the other food that you're getting, all the other desserts that you're getting. I expect the gelato to be smooth and creamy and flavorful, And I get it. I love it every time. I got the tiramisu this time. I've never got the tiramisu this time. I expected coffee flavors, super soft, super smooth cream. Boom. It was exactly straight up traditional, simple, everything. The drinks, strong as hell. The cappuccino, as you'd expect it. Everything was built the way you're like, I got this and I got this. It's not like you're looking at the menu at McDonald's and you're like, oh, I want that thing. And then you just get this. It's like a scene from that movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas where he's like, look at that menu. That burger's like juicy and delicious. And then he opens up the container and he's like, now look at this sad, pathetic, this sorry mess. And it's like a burger like halfway hanging out. The lettuce is falling to the side. The fucking burger is, the patty is smushed. Or not the patty, the bun is like smushed. It's the representation. What you see, because there's no pictures on the wall of the food. It's right there. Like they made it that morning. They made the trays. They put them in the fridge. They put them on display. And it's like, that's what you're eating. And then you see the gelato. And the gelato looks, all the colors. The colors look amazing. And the colors, you would think they look artificial, but it's like, oh, the cafe gelato. That tastes like cafe. When you have the stracciatella. I've had it. The first time I had it, it was like life-changing. But it's a subtle flavor. It's more of a subtle flavor. If you're into like nice vanilla bean, stracciatella is where you go. But you can mix it with you can pair it with pistachio or cafe, and it's just like. And then you have these each little item. Fruits. They just have all these other cakes and cannolis and shit like that. But it is a true cafe. And then they got the bar, and then they have bites, and it's just like. It's an amusement park of flavor. It's not like a cheesecake factory where you go there and it's like they serve you a 2,000 calorie pasta dish and you feel like a fat piece of shit at the end of it. It's like, oh man, we just banged out 2 martinis and we just had all these desserts and it's like I feel good. Like I feel good. I feel really, really good. And ultimately, I've never said anything, and I finally decided it's like I've been here so many times. I love this place. And I don't know if it was the pistachio martini in me or whatnot, but ultimately paired with the cappuccino, mind you. I got up and I walked over to the bar, and there was a few people there. There was obviously a server. There was a server. There was a little old lady sitting there. Generally, you can tell who the owner is just by quietly observing. It's the person sitting there on the phone not doing anything. The person who's doing nothing but obviously works there, that's the person who's either managing or owning. But there was a man at the bar. I haven't said what this place is, and I'm probably not going to, because I don't want you to ruin my spot. But I went up to the bar. The man was very nice. I said, I didn't say, do you own this place? I said, who owns this place? And he literally just pointed at the little old woman who was sitting there, probably about two bistro tables away, just sitting there. And he just pointed right at her. And I looked over, and he's like, and I said, I've been coming to this place for so many years, probably 10 years. 12 years. 12 years of going down there and hitting that spot. it's just so awesome each time I've gone with friends, loved ones. And he pointed out, he said something, and he said something to her, and she shook her hand. She said, "My name's Adrienne." And I said, "You're the owner?" She's like, she goes, "Are you surprised?" And I'm like, I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but no, I didn't, because I didn't say to the guy, "Are you the owner?" I said, "Who is the owner?" Because he was attentive. He was the one who was standing right there, and I went to him to ask because maybe he knew. So I took a chance in finding out. Once he told me, I was completely honest with her about, I said, "Look, I've been coming here for about 12 years. We're not even from here. And I have to say, like, every time we come here, this is the place we go to." I said to her, because I have obviously trashed on Massachusetts a lot. I have a lot of problems with that state when it comes to their taxes, their gun laws, their view towards certain things in the political climate or cultural climate. And I look at them and I see I see a sad decline. So I look at this place and I said to her, I go, honestly, first of all, I said something that made her laugh. I go, "We are little woodland creatures from up north in New Hampshire." And she laughed at the idea of we're just mere woodland creatures from up north. And she laughed. She loved that sound. And I'm like, "You are one of the last strongholds, one of the few reasons we come down here." And I basically, you try to find the right words, but ultimately it's like, I was honest. I'm like, "We are just simple creatures from up north, and we come out of hiding to come down here. Ultimately, please don't ever change." She's like, 70 years. I hope not. I hope we're built on, like, we've been here for 70 years. I'm like, "Don't ever change. For the love of Christ." And that's amazing. For 70 years, this has been in her realm. Whether she built it or her husband built it and she was a part of it and she took over, whatever. It's still there. It's still what I expect. And it's clean and it's nice. And this beautiful thing is the doors open up. I'm like, I cannot wait. I told her I cannot wait to be back and have the doors open, because the whole front entrance is like a glass sliding door that's closed. Right now it's closed. But in the spring, they open the whole thing up. So it basically just slides open. So now it's a walk-in cafe. You don't have to go through the door, but now you can just walk right through in the entranceway. And there's all these little tiny tables lined up right next to each other, and everybody's polite. I mean, it's got enough of a sound where you know it's kind of busy, but ultimately it's quiet enough where people are respectful. And it's nice. And these little tables. And it's cool. And the people who are fraudulent, they go, "I'm just looking." It's like, fine, get the fuck out. But a lot of the people who know. And when you go to Hanover Street in the North End, this little spot right here, it's just a little tiny place that I absolutely adore, and I hope it doesn't go anywhere, and I hope they never change. I hope the quality doesn't diminish. I hope it's the same people. I hope it just continues on as a symbol of something that is, quite frankly, you can't get better than that setup. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It doesn't have to be like this place in Salem that they're building where it's got like supercars out front and it's got this and it's got acres of just stuff that's unnecessary. And ultimately, it seems like you're looking at a looking at a plastic apple. First of all, that's what I don't like about a lot of big Italian places. It's like you're looking at a plastic apple. You can't eat a plastic apple. A regular apple has, unless it's designed by Bill Gates, then it's definitely got a shine to it. But an apple is crunchy, sweet. It's not sugary sweet, but obviously there's sugar in it, but it has a certain thing to it. But a lot of places, they're trying to make it super shiny and super Italian and super this and super that. And it's like, yeah, it's a plastic apple. It's not real. So you're putting all this effort into the display, but you've put no focus on the flavor. Oh, it's like my people, they go to Tuscany and to learn how to cook like that. Dude, this is paper plate spaghetti. All right? I wouldn't pay fucking $8 for this. That's paper plate spaghetti. That's picnic spaghetti. It's nothing special. There's no flavor in it. There's not enough salt. There's not enough pepper. There's not enough garlic. It's not real. You go into this place, yeah, the walls aren't perfect, but it's real. It's real. It's kind. It's welcoming. It's simple. It's friendly. It's good. You don't look at the walls. You don't give a shit about the walls. The floors are clean. The people are nice. The spread is amazing. Everything is how you want it. When you walk in there, life is what you expect it to be. And I don't want it to change. Because ultimately, when these last few spots over there start to disappear, or ultimately that block makes the shift and it turns into a fucking cheesecake factory, it's like, peace. We the fuck out. It's over. It's done. And I don't want to be there anymore. And it's something that just rings in. It's like, I told her, I go, you are the reason that we're down here. Okay? Ultimately, this is the place that we want to go. It's like, can we go here? Can we go here? Can we go here? Absolutely. I have no problem with that. You look at everything, the people that are serving you, the little stupid tables, everything just clicks into place. Like, it's puzzle pieces that have already been set up for you. You walk in, it's like clink, click, click. Oh, let's just sit over here and hide for a little bit. Nobody bothers you. And there's tons and tons of people walking by, but it's just hiding in plain sight. No light up signs. You don't even hear the music. You see a soccer game that you don't give a shit about playing on the screen. It's fine. You don't care. You look at a couple of things on the walls, you chill, and your main focus is on the food on your table and the person that you're with. And that's what matters the most. So some things don't need to change. If you have a formula that not only works, not just works, but it supersedes all expectations, that's what you should stick with. There doesn't always need to be a 2.0. The tradition of it works. These things worked for a reason. The tiramisu is built in a certain way. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is round. It doesn't get any rounder. Ultimately, yeah, it depends on what you fill the wheel with and what the composite of the treads are. It's like, whatever. Okay, fucking tiramisu is tiramisu. Okay? It's a coffee-based dessert. Gelato is gelato. Okay? The pistachio is not going to be reinvented anytime soon. All right? Cafe is cafe. Cafe gelato is cafe gelato. These flavors are staples of centuries of perfection. Leave it alone. It is exactly how it should be. It's exactly what you expect. It's exactly if you know what you deserve. So, I just want to take the time. It was a little thing that's on my mind that I was thinking about as I woke up from my pre-podcast nap. One of the things I was like, okay, I didn't come here for this, but I definitely wanted to hit this on my way out. And it's like, oh, can we try this? Can we try that? Absolutely. Because I don't know. It's like a relative that you love dearly. That it's like, I don't know how much longer they're going to be around. This is the place you want to go to. Because I'm afraid one day I'm going to go there and that place is going to be gone. Now, if it was up to me and I had $42 million in cash, I'd buy that building that it was in and I'd be like, you guys are good. Run as long as you can. The day I sell this place is the day that you guys put up a close sign. So it's like I would wish I had the capacity and the power to change what ultimately could be inevitable. I hope not. I do want to spend some time on this other item and then get out of here, but ultimately it's getting dark out there. 4 p.m. It gets really dark out here in New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast, but that's okay. All right. Raking leaves is a way of life up here. It's nice. You get out, the sun goes down. I got enough lights in here to keep the ambiance going. I got the calm November, background music going. It's okay. I just got a new chair, nice comfy chair for the studio. So I'll be setting up the 2-channel mixer in case there's somebody who happens to sit down and wants to talk on the mics. I look forward to setting that up. I've done it before. I'll do it again. So that's going to be a thing possibly. So I'll get that set up and we'll go from there. How did I set that up? Oh, that's right. Can I do that? Yeah, I can easily do that. So there's that. So yeah, I did. The studio's getting set up, and ultimately I was like, okay, now I'm at capacity. I've been looking at like things I don't need. Like I had a conference call machine in here. It was a Bluetooth, but ultimately it wasn't working. I'm like, this is more effort than I wanted to. So now I'm at the point where I have a lot of the stuff I need. I'm actually like, I don't need any more stuff. I don't need to hoard more stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like getting stuff for free that is really useful that I can catalog and utilize for other ventures. But ultimately, like as far as technology or parts, like now is the time where some stuff should get cycled out. Like I don't need any single core processor computers. I don't need any dual core processor computers. I don't need any of that stuff. But ultimately now it's like, okay, what don't I need? Okay, I got rid of my very first Bluetooth stereo that I had, little Sony handheld that took C batteries. I got rid of that. It wasn't working. Threw it out. The conference call machine, that wasn't working the way I wanted to. Got rid of it. Didn't need it. So I want to make space available, whether I'm going to put something in its place or ultimately I didn't need it or it's never going to get used or I have plenty of them. I don't need any more. Now is the time to kind of go through things and be like, all right, this item is not necessary. Whether it's a dumb rag that's completely all trashed up or a book that's filled I don't need, or just ultimately now's the time to go through each drawer and be like, this either needs to be in a place or it's not needed at all. I have graphics cards in case another one fails. I have extra computers. This spare parts studio has truly come together in a way that I'm quite impressed in this little spot where you walk right in. You don't trip over anything. You can come right in, sit down, have a nice comfy chair for a guest. Then there's an office section. If you want to sit 3 people in here, you easily could, no problems whatsoever. So there is that. I open up this writing desk right next to me, and I can set down, a drink, hot tea. I have my note section over here. Everything is organized the way I want it. It is could things be more spread out? Maybe a little, but at this point, it's how I like it. It's how I like it. This is comfy. It's super comfy. It's got more than enough space to come in here, do things, and then when I'm done, hit the button on the surge protector, close up shop, and walk the fuck out. And spending money on stuff, it's not necessary anymore. Like I said, it's called the Spare Parts Studio for a reason, because I didn't spend any money on this stuff. There's some things that I maybe spent money on, like the supplements that I use pre-podcast. And I think that's it. Honestly, I think that's it. Maybe ultimately everything I'm looking at, I'm like, I didn't spend money on any of this shit. Everything I'm looking at, it's like, that was free. So this place is an effort, not of money, but of hard work and chasing an idea in my head of what can I do with the least amount of money or no money. And now I'm at the point where it's like things that I don't need, or that can't be put in a reserve spot at all. It's time for them to go. And if its stuff is broken or ultimately useless, or it just has no place anymore, it will eventually make its way out and little space will start to open up, because I'm not a hoarder. Do I collect? Absolutely. Do I keep things in reserve just in case? Yes, I absolutely do. But ultimately, some of this stuff is going to go, because I do not want to hoard. I want to have a nice organized area where you walk in and everything is like, oh man, this is perfect. You could sit right down. It's relaxed. Everything's in a frame. It's perfect. It is. It's just about perfect. But as far as like, I chased an idea. I worked really, really hard. Now, if this place was a studio that was made of money, you know what? That's okay too. Like if it had like a light up sign. Now, don't get me wrong. You could start a podcast with nothing in the room. But here's the thing. It's like, if you wanted to make this place out of money, you could do that. You could, absolutely. You wouldn't have to have this computer here that was I had from 2020 and blah, blah, blah. And I could have something nicer here. I could have better lighting. I could have a comfier seat. Oh, actually, this chaise lounge's pretty sweet. I only spent like $30 on it. I could have nicer mic arms and a nicer mic. Although this mic's actually pretty good. Once again, a gift. You know, I did upgrade the camera to my Sony AX33 because the other camera was not cutting it. So, but I would like to have if I could have like a second, angle, I would do it. And I have the ability to upgrade and to use 2 angles if I was to change the computer, which I have plenty of them that can do that. It would just cost me time. It wouldn't cost me any money. So I can do that if I wanted to and have 2 angles with 2, but it's not necessary right now. But I have the ability to do that for no money. But if I wanted to make this place look like it was a studio that cost, I don't know, $3,000, I could do that. You could do that if you wanted to. If you wanted to have the status of a high-end studio. And you know what? If you did spend $5,000 in the studio, that's okay. Like if you wanted to brag about that, that's all right. I have things that I do that, that are a little, if you wanted to have an ostentatious studio or watch or clothes or car even. I saw a buddy of mine, he's into car. He's definitely into status. And look, I'm going to preface this by saying simply, I have no problem with any of this. None. There's no preface it on that. There's no hate here coming from this angle. I want to say simply this. If you want to flex. Okay? If you can afford to do it, and even if maybe you can't, I'm cool with it. All right? And first of all, my opinion doesn't mean shit. But I'm saying it because I have this platform. I have this ability to do this because I put in the time and effort to build this fucking place. All right, to put this thing together. So I'm going to say some things. But I'm going to say it with the utmost positivity. That's why it's positive sarcasm. But ultimately, it's positive. In this angle, it's supposed to be. If you want to flex, if you want to do something that's showy, that's flexy, that's status driven, do it. Whether you've earned it or not, do it. All right? If you want to be ostentatious, that's fine. I'm not going to say I'll match you, but I definitely feel where you're coming from. I know what it's... I understand the feeling of looking good, driving nice, feeling good, and having a status like you don't feel like or look like a piece of shit. That's okay. I've been there, man. I've been on somebody's front lawn with a car that just got hit by a Nissan Altima total over the fucking road that you still owed money on. Okay? I've been there. That sucks. I've driven shitbox cars to people's houses. I've been there when I didn't have a lot of money and no beautiful woman by my side and didn't have the right attitude. I've been there. But now is the time where I think I've earned my status, where if I am somewhere, I can show up good. But those people deserve ultimately to be, or they've earned their status too. So if you want to, like, he bought this car. I saw it because I was posting stuff for the show. And I saw this car and I went, I knew the person and I go, that makes sense. But I had no problem with it. It's like, you bought that? All right. 100% you earned it. There's nothing humble about that flex. Okay? First of all, when you flex, you ain't humble. And you know what? That's okay. If you want to flex something like that, do it. You've earned it. I think you have. If you're going to get something like that, if you're going to get a ridiculous car or a ridiculous watch or a ridiculous house, or you're going to go on a ridiculous vacation, do it. You absolutely must do it. You have to do it. You owe it to yourself to do it at that point. All right? I want to wear nice clothes. I want to drive presentable cars. I want to wear cool timepieces. You know, I have 8 watches. You know how many watches I actually need in life, in reality? 0. I don't need any. But I wanted 8 timepieces, and I got 8 timepieces. It took me 10 years to get them, but I have them. All right? And I wanted specific ones with specific movements from a specific European country. I got them. I bought the Mustang when I had No, I just paid off a car that I owed two more grand on after it got blown up by that other car. I've had that car for 6 years. Driving a Mustang is a lifestyle. It is a flex. It is status driven. I have no apologies for that. This person bought a car that is one of the most bombastic looking cars that's on the road today. Guess what? Do it. Because I have the same mentality. Would I have picked a different car? Yes, I would have. But at the same time, you do you. You've earned it. It's okay. Like I said, I'm no different. You put in all that to get something like that, putting in all that effort, the late hours, the planning, the learning, the troubleshooting. If you're starting your own business or you're going down a path of influence or ultimately you've worked for something for years, all the organization and investing of your time, you're exhausted, but you're still making sure that this thing is all set up to do that thing the next day so that you don't have to deal with it later, so that your customers can benefit from it. If you're doing all that because you have an idea in your head that you want something to run a certain way and you want to be driving that cool car, wearing that sweet suit with the nice linens and the cool timepiece with the slick shoes, you want clean Pumas getting in your clean car that does 200 miles an hour so you can go have a fancy dinner and drinks at this fancy restaurant, and you want to post pictures about it, do it. I have no problem with that. Anybody who fucking hates on that, no, don't get me wrong. If you're a fucking asshole of a person, I can understand. It's an easy angle of attack to talk shit about somebody who ultimately is an asshole. But shit on them because they're an asshole. Don't shit on them because of their car. Don't shit on them because of their watch or their company. Maybe they are an asshole, but their company does good things. Offsets. But honestly, if this person wants to flex like that, if they want to buy cool shit and wear cool shit and do cool shit, and they want to post about it, you know what? It's okay. Even if they are going through a major depression. Not saying they are. I'm just saying in general, if you want to do cool shit, you want to post about it, you're showing people what's possible. Even if you are doing it for selfish reasons, which again, I'm not saying they are. But if you do it and you post about it, and that's real, then that's cool. That's awesome. Because the person who's hating on the other end, it's like, why'd you post that, man? You don't need to post that shit. It's like, first off, what did Ferruccio Lamborghini say? He said, you drive a Ferrari when you want to be somebody. You drive a Lamborghini when you are somebody. You know, it took me till the age of 36 to get an American muscle car. All right. And once I did, I never let go. But it took me 36 years to get an American muscle car. And I still have it to this day. Still runs, still drives, still looks good. Still has a great rumble to it. Take care of it. Now it's in a garage. It's in a nice garage. Got a battery trickle charger on it. It's ready to go. No more wrapping it for the snow season. It's good. And I got a car, and I got a nice, reliable all-wheel drive SUV. I got some status, and I'm still moving up. You know, I have to time my shots a little more precisely, but ultimately, if you have a way to flex, and you've earned it, you do it. If you want to post something that you think is cool, you do it. You know, if you've got some gains at the gym, and you got some serious muscle, and you want to post about it, you do it. You got a hot girl and you haven't shown up with a hot girl for years and you post about it, you do it. You do it. Because even if you don't know how long it's going to last, because the other people that are looking at your stuff, they're following you or looking at your shit, they're looking at their shit for a reason. They're curious. They're interested. They want to know. It may not last forever, but you have that moment to look back on it because if you fall, I have no right to kick you when you're down. I want to see what other cool and ridiculous shit you come up with down the road. Like if I see somebody post about a car they got that's like, 150 grand, 200 grand. All right, cool. Cool. What do you do? I want to see what you do next. I want to see 3 acres of, freshly mowed lawn in front of a 3,000 square foot house with fucking them ivory pillars or whatever. I want to see grandiose. I want to see ostentatious. I want to see cool shit like that. I applaud that. I don't care if you got it from selling drugs. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to appreciate it because I want to aim for a little bit of that. I don't want all of that, but I want an idea to have a little bit of that. I want to have my own little castle with my own little muscle and my own little lifestyle. That means to me it's like people are still wanting. People are still wanting. They want to have a little bit of that. That's the American dream, to get some of that. And if you're going to post about it, that's cool. Anybody talks shit about it, they're just hating. They're just hating. So I'm gonna come up here and talk shit just about talking shit and just do my thing with this, talk about my cool stuff and applaud the people who got their own cool stuff and post about their own cool stuff. Because maybe they don't have a platform like this to talk about cool stuff. Instead, they got to go and do the cool stuff or drive the cool stuff or wear the cool stuff or post about it's like, cool. You're going to do it your way. And if it is cool, I'm going to be like, yo, that is cool. You got what you wanted. And you know what? That's okay by me. So quite frankly, if you want to flex, fucking flex. You can find me on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. Like, subscribe, share, donate. PositiveSarcasm.com/donate. Any amounts appreciated. YouTube and Rumble are where the video portion of this podcast is available, but anywhere where podcasts are available audio-wise, you can also download it and stream it directly from my website, PositiveSarcasm.com. Going on year 11 of this podcast, 2026. So this podcast started in March of 2014 with 2 guys, went to 3, and then went to nobody, and then went back to me, and now it's always been me. So, yeah. So, and if you want to be a guest on this podcast, you actually could just reach out to me, depending upon who you are. If you haven't gone completely crazy, we can sit here and talk about it. I'm getting set up finally to have that accessibility available again. Just got to do some tweaking. Consulting, you can email me directly, positivesarcasm@outlook.com, about if you want to set up your own podcast, you have questions about audio or video editing or audio and video consulting. I'm an open book. I'm more than happy to take your requests. If you have advice, more than happy to consult with you. In the meantime, thank you for listening, watching, and subscribing, and I'll check in on y'all next week. Recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio alongside New Hampshire's beautiful Seacoast. For entertainment purposes only, this has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation.